When I said this was gonna be the biggest Kahoot I ever hosted in my life, I wasn't lying. This, if we can, okay, I'm not saying we're going to fill this room 100%, but if we do, that's insane. Can you imagine this many people in one place? All of these souls. In one place. Just like he asked you to. Oh, look at all the sacrifices. I'm so excited! Oh my god, it's crazy. Who's that?
Here's the view from the back of the room.
Hello over there. What's your name?
Wave back.
My name's Tony. What? We in the room. My row of glitch traps to watch over my feet while I sleep.
I'm gonna do the influencer thing where I'm like, yawn. I woke up like this. Oh, there's something in my eye. Oh, I should put a tea bag in this. I'm drinking hot milk, yo. I feel sleepy. As you can probably tell, it's early in the morning. 6 o'clock to be exact. Well, 6:23. Because we gotta get into the exhibitor hall by 8:30, and it usually takes me about an hour to get into my cosplays. So today is gonna be Mangle, and we're gonna be at the booth for roughly 7 hours straight. And then we get to do the Five Nights at Freddy's Theory discussion panel, which is gonna be really cool. And then after that, we get to go to the Green and Pink Ball, which is based off of Wicked. Probably tell, so that'll be fun too. And I will try to get as much footage of everything we do today as possible. So without further ado, I will either see you when I have transformed into my Mangle cosplay, or when something else more exciting happens.
Here we go, off to the exhibitor hall. That's tomorrow. Oh yeah, that's tomorrow. Look at how cute this is. Look at these little bunkers. This couple. Look at my babies. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. right, we're heading to the first panel of the whole event. That's just a theory. We're gonna have some fun theory discussions, and we're gonna have a contest for who has the biggest FNAF theory hot take. And it's gonna be a great time. See you there. Ready for some a cappella singing skills? All right, I'll start. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're waiting every night to finally roam and invite. Take it away! We're forced to be still and play the same songs we've known since that day. An imposter took our lives away. Now we're stuck here to decay. 5 Nights at Freddy's. Is this where you wanna be? I just don't get it. Yeah! All right, let's get a loud scream for the FNAF fandom first. Let me hear it. W fandom, W fandom. All right, are we ready for the catchphrase? Yeah! All right, here we go. Don't mess it up, or else you'll be promptly let go by Fazbear Entertainment. No severance pay. Again, sorry, I don't make the rules. All right, one chance. Here we go. That's just a game theory. You know what? I messed that up because I'm dumb. Thank you. My ego. We're gonna do it again, but with less suck. All right. I like how I guess I'm fired. Yeah. Shoot. That's just a theory. There we go. With less suck. Yeah. So welcome everyone to 5 Nights at Freddy's. That's just a theory. That's just a theory. I'm never gonna live that down. That's gonna fall into my grave. And the fact that every single 250 of you were not gonna tell me. That is true. There's one person that stood up for me. Okay, one person.
The way the player's gonna make art of it.
Yeah, not even you guys came through. Come on. L, big L. All right, so you may be wondering what the plan is for this panel. This is going to be a guided theory discussion. So I will have slides that have prompts about some of the biggest talking points in all of the 5 Nights at Freddy's lore, including the most confusing, the most controversial, and just the most mind-bending in general. And we are going to simply bounce back and forth with you guys. You guys can share your theories. You can deep dive into theories that already exist, and we can open up conversations. We can talk about literally anything under the sun, because we have some really cool major talking points to cover, starting from the very beginning of 5 Nights at Freddy's and the novels. So, for those of you curiously, by the way, raise your hand if you have read any of the 5 Nights at Freddy's books. Nice, nice. Yeah, the Mimic. Oh boy, we're gonna talk about the Mimic today. The Mimic! Hate that guy. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna start with some panelist introductions. First of all, meet your host. Hello, hi, I am Nightcove the Fox. I have been a YouTuber for almost a decade now. I have been cosplaying since I was a wee little child. And this year, I am finally a cosplay guest at the very con that made it all start. This has been so far the most amazing year at Phoenix Fan Fusion yet. It's been an incredible honor to be a cosplay guest here. A huge dream of mine. My inner 12-year-old who first came here dressed in like a cardboard Foxy cosplay that I made with items from my closet, hand-me-down clothes. Like this means a lot to me, and to be able to fill a room full of 5 Nights at Freddy's fans and have this really fun theory discussion is absolutely amazing. And I'm so glad that you all are here. And next in line, we have the lovely Goat Mom. I will let her introduce herself.
That's me. Hi, I'm Goat Mom. I'm Nightcove'S mom. I just basically got dragged into this. No, I'm kidding.
Liar.
No, it's just, you know what? I drug her to one of these, like, God, 12 years ago, 10 years ago, and yeah, she loved it, and here I am.
He's still looking at you.
I know, why?
Now he's looking at your phone.
Yeah. And you're amazing, and I love you all so much.
We love you all. We love you guys. They grow up so fast.
I know. Seriously, I've seen some of you for 5 years now. Like, yeah, you grow up so fast.
Yeah, raise your hand if you were at my panels last year.
Nice.
Go again. Raise your hand if this is your first panel of mine that you've attended. Oh, hello. You are going to
Fresh
have lots of
blood.
fun here. And again, if you guys are going to be here tomorrow, I recommend going to the Five Nights at Freddy's Mega Trivia that I'm hosting. That is one you do not want to miss. So keep that in mind. Next up in the line, and last but not least, we have...
It's me. I'm Shadow Fang, and I am Nightcove'S father. So I'm the other half of the duo that made you happy.
Yep. Speak into your mics.
Sorry.
Come on, Steve, get it together.
He's I'm just looking for Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt
Does anybody see
Is there a mic in the
there you go.
Oh, you want a
got a
job?
job for you.
That's actually 2 jobs.
Yeah. You don't need insurance, do you?
All right, so that is our introductions. It's lovely to see so many new faces as well. Welcome. I hope you have lots of fun here. And now we will go to our first talking prompt. Are there any guesses as to what it could possibly be? What do you think it's going to be, good sir, in the black and white?
The bites.
The Bite of 87? All right, what do you think it's going to be, DJ Music Man?
We're going to say the first talking point is going to be the books.
Mm-hmm. No, I said we would be talking about it, but I didn't say they were the first. Got him.
Got it.
All right, our first talking point is, drum roll please. Now, boy, if these mini games have not saved our lives, and Scott Cawthon's when it comes to storytelling. Because if you think about it, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 didn't have a single 8-bit minigame in it. But yet, it was still able to kind of convey somewhat of a story. Or at least it had enough, hints and clues left around that inspired people to think and go, this is more than just a Chuck E. Cheese has gone wrong. Clearly, I'm not just some guy that's responding to a Craigslist ad. There's something more going on here. There's a story that this game developer is trying to build. The lore. And so, my first question to bounce off of you guys is, what are some of the most memorable mini games from Five Nights at Freddy's? This can be from any release, and this can just be your opinion, like which one do you think stuck out the most? Let's start with Keyblade.
Alright, so one is the baby mini game with the ice cream. Because that shows us Elizabeth getting scooped into the baby animatronic.
Right.
And possibly possessing it.
Mm-hmm, you're right. Yep, that is pretty memorable. Would you like, we'll go down the line. You pick the next victim. The next
I gotta go with Jinx.
Probably the first FNAF 2 ones where we first saw a glimpse of Purple Guy and the animatronics moving around.
When he was disassembling that.
Yes.
Yes, that one really kind of got you with the jump scare because he would just come running out and there was this loud sound.
And it was one of the first few images we actually got of our killer.
Exactly,
You're right.
You're right. It was the very first time we saw at least one of the shades of purple because that's started there. There was a pink guy and a purple guy for a
An
second.
orange guy, a pink guy.
There's a lot of guys now.
guys.
But yes, that is a very good point because that was the first time we got, and that's purple guy. That's where he came from. Because even from Five Nights at Freddy's 1, we didn't know what color he was going to be. He could have been red. Great. Can you imagine how different it would be if they made him red in the game? He'd be red guy. That's kind of scary. Oh no, here comes red guy. Here comes yellow guy. Here comes orange man. Come on, purple hits. That one is spookier for sure. All right, go ahead, Steve. Pick your next.
I'll take Glam Rock for 500.
Thank you, Superstar. I would say it's Midnight Motorist, not even close. Most debated thing ever. Still don't even know. You know, we're still kind of like iffy on what it is. So that's
Yeah. And you know, of all things, it was a racing game that came out that finally gave us like a hint that it might have been William's car. All right, we're gonna move on to our last talking point of this slide because we are chugging through. We got a lot of talking points. So, have there been any continuity or consistency errors or plot holes that have come from any of these? Let's start with the man with the tie and the glasses. Yes, you.
Yes, okay. So, are Shadow Betty and Shadow Bonnie like helping matching? Because sometimes you play as them, but then sometimes they're leading the animatronics to be dismantled, and that's confusing.
Right, yeah, you don't really know what side they're on. They're kind of just like anti-heroes. They're just there to create chaos.
They're like the Deadpool of the FNAF universe.
I kind of view them as like reapers, if that makes sense. They're bringing you to your death, which is a bittersweet ending. They're not necessarily good, they're not necessarily bad. They're kind of just like weird, creepy middlemen. But they're really cool plot devices. I really love the shadow characters, as underrated and as kind of like briefly present as they are. They're cool, but yes, we've never really gotten that plot hole filled about what do they represent. Like, the only other inkling we got is in FNAF AR, of all things, where Shadow Bonnie tends to attack you when you're trying to collect Remnant. So, I don't know what that means, but yeah, there is a lot of talking points that could be had just about the shadows alone and how little we know about them. All right, who's ready for our next talking point? Was that the Now it's the bite of 87. Or was it the bite of 83? All right, let's divide the room. Raise your hand if you think this specific incident on the projector screen right now happened in 1987. My size. Actually, hold on, do that again. I want to catch the receipt. How many people in this room think that the bite of 87 actually happened in 87? Okay. Interesting. Very few. All right, 1983. All those chickens. Wrong! Just kidding. Loud and correct buzzer. So this is one of those specific things that has, as you see now, kind of divided the room. So this is all because if you interact with the television in the living room, you see a little cartoon pop up that says Fredbear and Friends, 1983. And that threw a curveball at the entirety of Five Nights at Freddy's 4 as we knew it. So, the theory has, imagine it's a typo, and now Scott's just had to be like, 1983. You're so right. And I would just like to know what your guys' thoughts are on that. Do you guys have any like major pointers or major groundbreaking theories to share about those incidents? And let's start with, yeah, sure, you in the front. You look very enthusiastic.
Despite what Phone Guy tells us in the first game, the victim of the bite of 87 did not survive. I do not believe it.
You don't believe he survived, huh? Okay, who do you think the victim is?
Jeremy Fitzgerald.
Okay, there it is. See, that's kind of in the same boat that I'm in. I feel like that is probably the closest to a correct answer we may ever get. All right, Mom, give the next.
I know, right here, rainbow back or rainbow tail.
Oh,
You, yeah.
Hi again. It's nice to see you again too.
Hello.
So basically, what I've actually think with the bite of 83 mostly, since we did interact with the TV, since the fighting child is probably basically William Afton's youngest son. He probably also did not survive, but he was in like some sort of like a nightmarish coma.
Yep. Yeah. Yep, there were theories that the entirety of the nightmares that you're having are because we're in a coma, which is why you had the rare chance of turning around and seeing occasional items pop up, like an IV drip bag or a vase of flowers, or different hints that you were actually in a hospital and people from your family probably were leaving you flowers, or you had an IV drip bag because you need to stay hydrated when you're in a coma. Hydration is important. And then also at the end of the game, I believe you would hear a flat line as well. So that's kind of also a hint of, oh, we're moving on. we did not, in fact, survive Five Nights at Freddy's. And that's really sad. It's really tragic when you come to find out that you're playing from the perspective of a child like that and you're dying at the end of it. Because that 8-bit minigame at the end of that, where his plushies are disappearing one by one, and the Golden Freddy one is left last, and it's like, I'll be with you. It's so sad, because you're just a little kid, and you're like, you know, that's like a symbolic, you know, transition of like, you dying. And it's so sad, but it's like amazing storytelling. All right, we're gonna speed along. Ready for our next talking point. Human or robot? Yep. So, from the dawn of the trilogy, The Silver Eyes, we got our very first glimpse at Scott writing characters that were revealed to be robots who thought that they were human. Now, this is one of the most mind-bending, like, concepts to exist in all of Five Nights at Freddy's, because thanks to Charlotte from the books and the way that her concept has translated into the games, we are now confused about some characters even being human in the games at all. As well as Michael Afton, hello, the Scooper, Ennard, some magical thing happening there, where he's like, I should be dead, but I'm not. So like throughout, there's some interesting trend where Scott just tends to love writing characters that are secretly I think he like really likes the Terminator. Like if I had a nickel for every time we've had a human character go, I'm a robot, like I'd have like 3 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. You know what I'm saying? Like clearly Scott loves his human robots. So I would love to pick your guys' brains on some characters that you think might be a robot and why. Let's start with you in the back. Yes.
So I am of the opinion that Gregory might be a robot.
Okay.
That is mostly because of the mimic. And I believe that the mimic is trying to, for lack of a better word, mimic Afton. So he needed a son, quote unquote, to be like the crying child. So he created Gregory to fill that role.
Mm-hmm. Which, again, paralleling back to Vanessa resembling Elizabeth, it felt like the people that the mimic virus was collecting were kind of like Afton's children, which is why there were theories about, oh, the mimic is trying to be more human and assemble his own family. And that's kind of like what people's initial theories about like everything underground and security breach meaning or leading to, which is very, very interesting.
I'm gonna say Gregory because, first of all, how does a child fit inside of Five Freddy? How does he survive the fall?
He goes into sport mode.
How does he survive from killing all the animatronics and surviving half of these?
That is
like,
true.
He crashes them, falls down that hole that he goes down the trash compactor and ends up somewhere.
I mean, you know, children have flexible.
They're bouncy.
They got a little bit of bounce to them. They're a little more resilient. They're not old and, you know, brittle.
Is there a child in here we can throw and we can show you?
Yeah, let's test that theory, shall we?
No.
Okay, any subjects?
Great job.
It's better than shredding past chair. But yes, that is a good point as well. How does that child do all that he does as a human? And the fact that he's like a coding connoisseur at the age of what, 8?
Yeah, something.
Maybe 11.
Yeah, that's a little sus.
So there again, and then there's the whole CDs with the therapy sessions and people thinking that there were 2 separate therapy patients or therapy clients, one of them being Gregory, and he's like a coding connoisseur, and he got infected with the mimic virus, which is why he's quiet and he's very like smiley and evil. So whenever you don't hear Vanessa responding and the CD number extension is different, it's actually Gregory's therapy session. And people kind of also use that to be like, that guy's a robot. How does a 9-year-old know how to hack into a Pizzaplex? How does a 9-year-old know what a like malware data package is? How do they know what that is? Yeah, crazy things. Do any 9-year-olds in here know how to hack into a Pizzaplex? Raise your hand.
Don't answer that.
Yeah, bet. All right, let's pick our last one.
Black Glove.
Okay, so interesting idea here. I think Michael Afton is not human nor robot. He's in fact a corpse reanimated by remnant.
That's exactly it. Bing, bing, bing. Yes, I do believe that when Ennard was actually in his body, sure, he was being puppeteered. That's why he was walking funny. You know, like, I'm totally human. Slowly getting greener and greener. That's just my natural musk. It runs in the Afton family. Do we bald early? No, but we do turn green. So, like, yes, do I think at that point he was being puppeteered like a flesh suit? But after he, you know, vomits up the contents of his insides and we see Ennard slither into the gutter, he's still alive. And he even says that in the Golden Freddy, like if you beat the Golden Freddy challenge, you get this cutscene where he's like, I should be dead, but I'm not. I think it's because, yes, he is a corpse that is being reanimated by remnant, just like his father. So that is a brilliant note.
I like that.
And that also kind of covers the last talking point I had on this slide, which was actually about that specific thing. So, brilliant way to transition to our next talking point, which is the FNAF movie. All right. So, how many of you are book readers? We got a lot of book readers in this room. So then I will take it that you too noticed a lot of the allusions to the trilogy in this movie, correct?
Yes.
So, I want to hear from you what some of your favorite Easter eggs were. And this could be about anything as well, because there's also Easter eggs in there about theories, popular theories, including the dream theory, which was nuts. How many of you remember Matt Pat's dream theory?
Yes.
About the Toy Chica toy beak on the grass? Changing, like 3 colored pixels, changing everything for a hot minute, and the whole FNAF world ended. That was crazy. But anyway, if you have some of your favorite Easter eggs to share with us from the movie, raise your hand. All right, let's start with Vanessa.
Okay, it's the very end of the movie, where it like matches the ending of the Silver Eyes.
Exactly! That's what I was going to circle back to. Yes, that ending is like to a T. Exactly almost how it happens at the end of the first book, which I immediately noticed. I was like, oh my gosh, I can see what they're doing. But yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes because of that. All right, next.
The Ella,
yes.
the suit.
Yep.
And there's the same, there's a plushie toy in the books, and then in the Fazbear Frights books, and also it appears in the Silver Eyes trilogy.
Yeah, we first found out about Ella in the trilogy, then she reappeared in 1:35 a.m., which had one of the stupidest endings, okay? Stupid ending. Anyway, that's my beef for later. Very good build-up, just terrible ending. But yes, and then the animatronic that Abby almost gets shoved into looks exactly like Ella. So again, another reference to the trilogy. I think that book trilogy must hold a special place in Scott's heart because he made a lot of references and they were very like right there. Like hard to be like, nah, could be, no, they were. It was crazy. All right, our next talking point. All right, I'm about to divide the room again. Okay, so who thinks the Mimic is a retcon? Raise your hand. Okay, not as many people as I thought. Because when the Mimic was first introduced, there were a lot of angry people online. Because they were like, what is this retcon? This came out of nowhere. What is this character? We're not even invested in it. Where did it come from? It has no backstory yet. Because we really didn't know a whole lot until Tales from the Pizzaplex started coming out. Then, similar to the Stitch Wraith pages in the Fazbear Fright series, we started getting little bits and pieces that finally kind of explained where the heck this random endoskeleton popped up from, and kind of revealed that he has been here the whole time. He's just been waiting to step into the limelight. Hence why The Secret of the Mimic game takes place in 1979. It is going to be the furthest back we've ever gone in the entire Five Nights at Freddy's timeline, which is going to be insane to see. So I'm very excited to see how the game kind of further elaborates on the Mimic's story. And Edwin, my name is Edwin. My name is Steven. Dad, I want some ice cream. Dad, David. Oh my God. If you guys cheer loud enough, I'll play that song at the end of this panel. That was sarcasm. All right, so we are going to do a quick, rapid-fire final round on your biggest theories about the Mimic. All right, let's start with the poll leader over there.
Okay, so one of my biggest theories about the Mimic is that he's just trying to get through time as fast as he can to get to the future, to get to where he is the most powerful.
Okay, so he's just a power-hungry maniac. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to pick one last person because we only have 10 minutes left, and we are going to go with, let's go with Luigi.
Good call.
Agree. We are going to pick 3 random people from the audience who think that they have the biggest FNAF theory hot take. If you do not know what a hot take is, it's basically an unpopular opinion that you think will make the crowd go wild. Now, we are going to keep this family friendly. But if you think that you can make the crowd go the craziest when you reveal your Five Nights at Freddy's hot take, you will be randomly selected to come forward, and whoever gets the biggest reaction will receive a cute little goodie bag. Just a little tiny. Because you're a winner! Sponsored by Fazbear Entertainment. Okay, we are going to go in order from my left to right. So you in the pink shirt, you will go first. And when you hear this hot take, you're going to react however you see fit.
I personally think that the cupcake in the first Five Nights at Freddy's game that's in your office is actually Chica just straight up spying on you. And that's how she knows when you're looking the other direction.
Alright, our second contestant, go ahead and share.
I think it's a theory that most people don't believe, but it's a stupid one. I think that Toy Chica was the one that actually caused the bite, and also is William.
Alright, and last of all, please.
This is more of like a lore thing. I think the books, in general, should have never, ever been made canon, because they make absolutely no sense and they're so contradictory every single time.
That's valid.
Yeah.
That's valid. That's
Alright, so just one last time, let's have the crowd go silent. I'm going to hover my hand over each contestant, and you are going to cheer for which one you think had the best hot take. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. I think we have a clear winner. Number 3. We have 6 minutes, which is just enough time because each trailer is roughly 3 minutes. So let's go ahead and dim the lights and watch The Secret of the Mimic trailer! Guys, this comes out so soon from now. Who raise your hand if you plan on playing this game? Yeah. Yeah, I also plan on playing it on my channel. Great. Let's see, can we start to grab a car? There we go. All right, are we ready for the Mimic?
So let me explain the situation. One of our contractors, Edwin Murray, has gone missing, leaving our property abandoned in his warehouse.
I hate that all the time.
Oh.
That's alien isolation right there.
Yes.
They're out there, Mike.
Where?
Everywhere.
Hey.
All right, guys, we are eating this year. All right, well, unfortunate. Wow, guys, we got prompt. It is 6:59 exactly. Look how good we are at our jobs. We should all get a raise if only got a very
Back in the room, gonna take all of this off now.
It's over.
Good morning. Good morning. It's time for the raspy morning vlog, as I do every year. Good morning. It's the big day. It's Saturday. We got a lot on the itinerary today. We start in the exhibitor hall for a couple of hours, and then I go on to the cosplay guest showcase spotlight thingy-majig, where we all go up there and we do a little thing, and then we do like a little Q&A, and then we go back to the exhibit hall for a few hours, and then I have the giant Five Nights at Freddy's mega trivia panel in the 500-seater room. We're gonna see if we can try and fill the room. I don't know if enough people know that the panel exists that are attending the con, but it would be amazing if they did. We tried to spread the word yesterday. So it would be really cool if we actually end up with 500 FNAF fans in one room. We'll see. High hopes, but maybe we'll see it happen. Then after that, we get to march everyone in a FNAF parade line directly upstairs, and we do a FNAF cosplay meetup for 45 minutes after the panel. So it's gonna be a full day, and then the rest of the evening is probably mostly just gonna be me recovering from all of it, relaxing, and spending some time with the family and the friends. And then tomorrow is going to be kind of breezy because there's just one panel, but today's the big day, so it's gonna be crazy. Are you excited?
I'm so excited!
I don't know why I wasn't ready for you to scream at me. It's too early for that.
I was so groggy. I was faking enthusiasm.
You're trying to wake yourself up. I'm so excited!
Yeah.
I'm so awake.
I'm so awake, I promise.
And so are our room neighbors now.
Yeah. What?
Woo! Yeah. Anyway, I will see all of you when I've transformed into Ringmaster Glitchtrap. Fare thee well until then.
Wake up, puppet boy.
Alright, the next cosplay guest we have is Nightcove the Fox, doing Ringmaster Glitchtrap from Five Nights at Freddy's. So, this costume is an original, artistic stylization of the character who is well known and loved by their fan base. It is one of their favorite cosplays that they have made to date. The design of Ringmaster Glitchtrap was inspired by the simple yet fitting concept of a magician pulling a rabbit from a top hat. But now the rabbit wears the top hat. The tailcoat was a free-handed pattern and took about 2 days to complete. The stars are hand-glued, as well as all the gold trim on the entire costume. Almost everything was made from scratch and completed in 3 weeks. This hand puppet companion named Bonkers is also completely handmade. I'm sorry, it's something about the name Bonkers. A lot of love and creativity was poured into this cosplay, and it is one of their very great favorites. Yeah, we can tell. They are a cosplayer, independent musical artist and producer, and YouTuber of over 9 years. They have been a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's for almost 11 years, and it's helped build the career that they have now. They love all things to do with art, costuming, acting, performing, and dancing. And this is the coolest part because I'm in the same boat with you. Phoenix Fan Fusion was their very first cosplay convention they ever attended. So performing here for you guys is an honor to them. Please welcome Nightcove the Fox.
Boys and girls, and all of you in between, Fazbear Entertainment would love to introduce to you the twisted, the dark, the dastardly, the mind-boggling, the one, the only, Ringmaster. That was way too much spinning. I think I might okay, good. Ooh, man. Hey, would you ever consider giving me a raise? One more word, and I will rip that little squeaker right out of you. Now, say goodbye, Bonkers. Goodbye, Bonkers. No. Forget it.
All right. Does anyone have any questions for the guests? Yeah.
If you were here for my intro, you heard that this was like a product of years of research and trying to find stage accurate materials and trims and things, but my favorite part is actually my wig because it's like, it's not a helmet wig, but it's still very structured, and I had to do my own lace front. It's just an Arta wig, but I took it all apart and put it back together, and everything's kind of glued in place. So it was the first really high effort structured wig that I made, and I really love it still.
Mine is also my wig. I made this cosplay back in, I think, 2016, and trying to hunt down like a micro-braid wig was pretty much impossible. I finally found an Etsy seller to do it, and it was still like a $200 wig. I think now you can find them a lot cheaper, and I don't know, it was just like such a moment of like, finally, because like when I first wore this cosplay, I didn't have the correct wig because I couldn't find it, and when I finally got this, it was just like such a huge win, like it's all coming together now.
I know what you guys are thinking, and you're right. My favorite part is the puff sleeves and the wig. The wig was my first time ever styling something so extreme. And I've been wanting to like do more wig styling, so to accomplish this, where it looks so much like the character, felt so amazing. And then I just love that I have pillows that I can just rest my head on whenever I need to.
I would say that my favorite part of Remastered Glitch Trap is actually the tailcoat, because, as was mentioned in the description, it was a completely free-handed pattern, which I've never really done before. I've always usually drawn from a reference, but this one I just looked up a couple pictures of whatever the heck a magician's like coat looked like, and then I kind of made my own original adjustments to it, and I completely freehanded it. And it was just one of those miracles that just, I got it done in like 2 days. The sewing was a breeze, the satin did not mistreat me, and gluing the stars on was actually a lot easier on this tailcoat than the previous one I made for a different version of this character. So I think that the tailcoat is definitely my favorite part of this one.
I think my favorite part, honestly, because like as mentioned for my intro, like I'm very new to fabrication, so like finding a new way to like make the black whips was really difficult because I had to bring those to Australia. So trying to put those on a plane was a pain when it was all one big piece. But I think my absolute favorite part is because I love sewing so much, was burning everything for this one and weathering it. I was literally outside my apartment with a match and the neighbors, and I was like, hello, and I'm just burning this way in my backyard.
have been to a trivia that I've hosted at this convention before. Okay, we got the veterans in here. Watch out, newbies, these guys know what's up. All right, and raise your hand if this is your first time. Wow, welcome, welcome. Boy, you are in for a treat. Buckle up, kids. Fresh meat. And for those of you who have been here before, if you thought the last cahoots I gave you were hard, just wait. I did my research for this one. Yes, these are never seen before questions, so all of this is going to be brand new, regardless of if this is your first time or not. So without further ado, let's talk about how this works. So, if you don't know what Kahoot is, it's very simple. You will need to get out your smartphone device, just your phone, that is all you need to participate. And once you guys are all seated, we're gonna lock you in here. And then we're gonna turn the lights off. You guys are psychopaths. Why are you excited about that? Freaks! Freddy Fazbear is more like Freaky Fazbear. Yes, the animatronics do get a bit quirky at night. I'm gonna turn off the tunes. Only for a minute, drama queens. Goodness, it's like taking candy away from a child. Anyway, jingle, 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 pay attention. So, back in the day, jingle, 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 pay attention. Okay, so, this, of course, could not be a true trivia without sending the lucky winners home with prizes! So, as you can see at the far end of the table, we have 3 very lovely prize bags, and you can probably see where this is going, yes? So, at the end of the Kahoot quiz, it will tell us the top 3 winners. And your points will be based off of speed and accuracy. So the quicker and the smarter you are, the more you will win. And for our 3 winners at the very end, we have a prize for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. And be warned, you are going up against 500 other people this year, not 250. That is twice the stakes. So if I told you to put on your Matt Pat hats before, you best have them on for this one. Come on, sing it, guys. Finance at Freddy's. Just where you wanna be, I just don't get it. Why do you wanna stay Finance at Freddy's? I got an idea. When the song starts over, if you guys sing again, I'm going to take a video and I'm going to tag the living tombstone in it. Go! We're waiting every night to finally romantic fight. Newcomers to play with us. For many years we've been all alone. You have 5 nights at Freddy's. Is this where you want to be? I just don't get it. Why do you want to stay 5 nights at Freddy's? We are going to officially start the Mega Trivia. All right, are we ready for our first question? All right, here we go. Get those little typing fingers ready. Just kidding, it's multi-select. All right, in FNAF 1, what does Foxy's sign text change to when he disappears? All right, next up, in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, what Easter egg could rarely be spotted beside the marionette's box? It is the endoskeleton. All right, let's see what the leaderboard looks like. Ooh, lots of movement. We got glowing fish, stellar condor, ancient rhino, still there, magic fox. Ooh, I like that one. And swift zebra. All right, next up in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, what reward do you receive for successfully beating this minigame? And this minigame is called Fun with Plush Trap. It is, you get to skip 2 hours of the night. All right, next up we have in Sister Location, what musical track is mistakenly selected to play on the elevator? It is Casual Bongos. All right. right, next up in Five Nights at Freddy's 6, what is the name of this ending? Now look at your phone.
Congratulations. By some miracle, you've completed a full week on the job. Here at Fazbear Entertainment, we encourage a healthy spirit of entrepreneurship.
It is blacklisted, and did you know this is one of the rarest endings or hardest endings to get? All right, next up in Ultimate Custom Night, how do you survive Golden Freddy? When he appears in your office, what do you do? It's the same old, you just gotta block him from your sight. All right, next up in FNAF VR Help Wanted, what is the name of the game development company in charge of developing the VR game? It is Silver Parasol. Wow, 45 of you fell for the MCM one. Interesting. All right, let's take a look. Stellar Condor with a death grip on first place. Wow, we got Space Hawk, Red Bat, Glad Bat. Wow, 2 bats in a row. That's not bad. That's pretty cool. And Rational Wolf, not Irrational Wolf. All right, next up we've got Insecurity Breach. What is the final upgrade Freddy receives before the final stretch to 6 a.m.?
To reconnect Freddy's head, repeat the correct
It is Roxy's eyes. All right, let's go. Next up, we've got in the FNAF VR Help Wanted 2 DLC. What must you collect to unlock the secrets of the mimic? It is puzzle pieces. Yeah, we really split the room with that one. Cassette tapes are from Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted 1. And we are going to move on to round 2. All right, first up we have in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, using the mask as a disguise works on everyone except who? Got you guys. There were technically 2 correct answers to that question. All right, let's see what that did to the leaderboard. Absolutely nothing. We have Rocky Urchin in first place, Blue Bat in second, Space Hawk in third, with Red Bat and Glad Bat. The 2 bats are still on the leaderboard. All right, next up we've got in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, what night do you battle Nightmare? This freaky guy. It is night 7. All right, in Sister Location, what is the name of the song that plays during this minigame? We are looking for the OST title. All right, next up we've got in Five Nights at Freddy's 6, what special item, when unlocked, introduces happiness as a new restaurant stat? It is the pickles! All right, raise your hand if you're a fan of pickles. Yeah. All right, let's see the leaderboard. Ooh, we got Glad Bat and Expert Bison rising up, and the top 3 have not moved. All right, next up we've got in Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted, what feature was quickly removed from the game after it first released? All right, it is a Showtime performance. That little button that does nothing now. In FNAF VR Help Wanted 2, what is the achievement you get by receiving the Golden Freddy memory plush? So we're looking for the name of the achievement you get. It is Graveyard Shift. All right, let's see. We got Rocky Urchin moving up in second place. Glad Bat is still first, with Blue Bat in third, and Rapid Egret and Red. There's a lot of bats on the leaderboard right now.
All right, this is the hardest question of all. Are you ready? It's a type answer. In all Five Nights at Freddy's games, how many 8-bit minigames are there total?
I hope you know how to count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Let's watch them draw. Whoa! 7 of you actually got it correct. 24.
And now, for those of you who may be confused, this is 8-bit minigames that are actually 8-bit, not just minigames. Yes, so this does not include the arcades that you can play, like the Monty Golf minigame, because that is not 8-bit, so it's a bit of a trick there. But based on my counting, I came to 24. Now you can either choose to believe that I'm right, or you can choose to believe I'm wrong. Hey now, I take that back. You can't choose to believe that I'm wrong. All right. But I got them because that question is worth no points. Ooh, got them! Now let's do this for real, shall we? Because just kidding, who would know that? Unless for the 7 of you that did. All right, let's try something slightly less impossible, but it is still difficult to wrap up this trivia. Are you ready? All right, here we go, folks. It is a puzzle, so you're going to arrange the answer in order, and it's double points. In FNAF 3, you must press this arcade machine's 4 buttons in what order to trigger the Mangle's Quest minigame. My bad. I didn't even notice. I'm neglectful of my children. Thank you for saving him. Alright. The order is top left, bottom left, top right, bottom right. That is the end. Alright. Are you ready to see our winners? All right, we have in third place with 23 out of 30 correct, Red Bags. In second place with 22 out of 30, we have... Oh, wait. Who's first? Space Hawk! Dang, it went so fast, it didn't give me a chance to announce second place. Second place is Expert Bison! Wow, 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 wow. Isn't it funny how double points changes everything? All right, so if we could have those 3 winners, please stand and come to the table to redeem your prize. So again, that is Space Hawk in first place, Red Bat in third, Expert Bison in second. If you could please make your way to the front. And for those of you who are vacating, you may want to stick around. We are not done. We have a few minutes left, and we are going to react to the brand new Five Nights at Freddy's trailers together, including The Secret of the Mimic and the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. All right, guys, are you ready to watch some trailers together? To hear The Secret of the Mimic. Oh my goodness. Folks. The Mimic. Goodness, can you guys believe that this game comes out in 6 days? Raise your hand if you already have it on your Steam wish list. Raise your hand if you're a chicken and plan on watching a playthrough of it. Hey, you know what? No judgment, all right? No judgment. Okay, let's watch the trailer together. Look at goodness. Who is excited for the 13th? Let's go! Oh my goodness. I am so excited. I do personally plan on doing a full playthrough on my YouTube channel for it. I'm so excited. Let's go! Who is ready to watch this trailer? excited to see Matthew Lillard as William again? And who is ready to see the newly casted characters like Henry, Emily, and Charlotte? And who is excited to see Jeremy Fitzgerald?
Welcome back. Are you ready to start the show? Count with me. 5, 4, 3,
They're out there, Mike.
2, where?
1. Everywhere.
Who plans on seeing it premiere day? Yeah, me too. All right, so for those of you who are in Five Nights at Freddy's cosplays or not and would like to join us, there is going to be a Five Nights at Freddy's cosplay meetup happening at 6 p.m. And I have a really cool plan for those of you who would like to join in. We are going to meet outside in the hall, and we are going to form a giant Five Nights at Freddy's cosplay conga line, and we are going to march from here upstairs. We're going to take the escalator, and we are going to go to 232 ABC, which is directly above us. And it is in that room that we will be able to mingle, take pictures, and hang out for 45 minutes, because the meetup will end at 6:45. So for those of you who are interested in joining our Five Nights at Freddy's conga line that we will be filming and posting online, feel free to step outside into the hall. Make sure that you're clear of the doors, but you are welcome to wait outside.
All right, folks, make a single file line. We are going up the escalator. Single file, one person per stair, please.
Quietest beat.
It's the last day.
The last day.
Crazy. We're here at the last day at the booth.
Hey! Oh God, I look so bald. Hold on, let me
I know.
do it.
Poor all.
Do it again. Okay.
Yeah, pretend you didn't see
Yeah,
that.
you didn't see that. Okay.
We're here the last day at the
Hi,
booth.
I'm not bald. We're here.
We're so
at the
tired.
booth. We're so tired of delirium.
But we're here.
No caffeine yet.
Yeah, we're
No
waiting
tea.
for our caffeine, then we'll be better. But
Our tea is
it's
on
the
the way.
last day. I'm waiting for as long as possible before I jump into my glitch trap suit because it is warm in there. So I'm gonna rejuvenate a little bit, get some caffeine in me, and then I'm gonna transform into the Weasel Man in his full glory. So I'll see you then.
Bye bye. Are you joking?
I'm not joking.
Look at what they've done to him. Look at how they've massacred my boy. The criminals. Criminals. Cameraman being creative today because we forgot the tripod. Hey, you know what? You work with what you got. All right, folks, are we ready? Yeah! All right, 3, 2, 1, go! Yeah! Let's go! Chicken jockey. Why? Because you're recording. Because you're going to catch me in 4K. And then everyone's going to clip it later. No. No, you're not my dad. So just out of curiosity, how many of you have been to one of these panels of mine before about Nerdcore music? Hello, welcome again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, here, yeah, get the receipt. Raise your hands again. That's my forehead. There we go. We've seen enough of that today. Habituate. I swear, if I find any of those being sold on eBay, I'm coming for you. You know what we'll do? Next year, come back to my booth if I have one again, fingers crossed. And if I do, I'm going to be selling prints of those to someone. And then, just out of curiosity again, how many of you are here for the first time? Hello, newbies! You are going to learn quite a bit today. So happy to have you here. Welcome, welcome. All right, I'm going to introduce myself. Hi, I am Nightcove the Fox. I am a cosplay guest this year, which is super exciting and a huge honor. I first started coming to this con when I was 12. And it was my very first year here. I was cosplaying Foxy, the pirate from Five Nights at Freddy's 1. And it was such a core memory, and I just thought, someday I want to host a panel at this convention. Because it was my introduction into what cosplay was just at all. I didn't even know it existed until then. My eyes were opened. And so now, exactly a decade later, I'm 22, and now I am a cosplay guest here, which is absolutely... And oh my gosh, I can't believe it's the last day already. I'm gonna miss everything. Oh my gosh, it's been such a phenomenal year. So today the plan is we are going to talk about nerdcore music, what goes into making nerdcore music, how it's different or similar to the music you may listen to every day that has nothing to do with video games. We're also going to talk about, at the very end, a new release that I am dropping exactly, let's see, if I can do math, what's today?
Eight.
In exactly 5 days from now. And so I am very excited to be here with all of you, and without further ado, let's talk about our first topic to do with nerdcore music, which is, just in general, what is nerdcore music? So for those of you who are a little uncertain with your hand raises, let me explain it to you. It's a very simple thing. Nerd and core have just been combined. You know, nerd being from the word nerd. And core kind of just being like, you know, there's like hardcore, or like different, even visually, like different fashion styles. You know, there's like something core. Core basically just means like, you know, themed with the word before it. So it's nerd themed, basically. So it's exactly what it sounds like. Nerdcore music is music that is written about shows, video games, any fandoms, you know, franchises. It could be Star Wars, and it could be something as small as a very niche indie horror game, which is no longer so small and niche because, for example, Five Nights at Freddy's is huge. Yesterday we filled a 500-seater ballroom full of FNAF. All right, these are some examples of songs you may recognize. Who has heard of Discord by the Living Tombstone? Yep, I know what you are. I know exactly what you are. No, you're not my dad. Here, Raise your hands again. Don't be shameless about it. Who knows what Discord is by the Living Tombstone? Yeah. Oh, bonkers. You guys scared him. You booed too loud. Come on, buddy. Come on. I know it's the last day. Come on. Come on, pal. You can do it.
Oh, you're two legs! It's a leg!
They look like legs and his feet are back. But he's up right now, that's all that matters. Good job. There are so many more iconic examples. In fact, raise your hand if you have another song in the Nerdcore community that you love. Yes, in the front.
I would say, what was it? It was from the Stupinion, so I think it would be, Toy Box.
Toy Box. Ooh, that's a good one. Would you like to pick one?
A song?
Pick a hand.
Oh, pick a hand. Sorry.
I mean, you can pick a song too.
Dark Red.
Oh, now you take me. The one of your songs, the one I was trying, one of us. It was one of us one.
One of us, one of us. Yes, oh, amazing. Pick a victim, Dad.
Puppet.
The puppet. Yes.
I don't remember the name exactly, but Total Insecurity by.
That's just the title.
Oh, so close. I love that one too. Also, the video for it is really cool.
Oh my God.
It like sucked me in. I was like, wow. I was like a kid at Disneyland seeing the fireworks for the first time. I was like, whoa, these visuals are sick. All right, let's see. Glam Rock Freddy.
This one might be a little more niche, but Time to Move On by Nate Wants to Battle.
Dude, Nate Wants to Battle carried my middle school years because I was going through my angst period and so were all of my friends. So it was like heavy metal songs that he did for a while. Oh, beautiful. Especially his FNAF 4 ones from back in the day.
I love it because I'm a big metalhead, so it's taking like two things I love and putting them together.
Yes, nerdy stuff and hardcore rock.
Yeah.
Love it, love it. All right, pick another.
Circus.
I would say Dance to Forget by Try Hard Ninja. I actually used to do ballet, and I used to be so in love with Ballora, so I would like, that was my childhood.
Oh my goodness,
That's
amazing.
Masquerade next year, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I want to cosplay Ballora again. I think the last time I did cosplay her was here, actually, way back in like 2016 or 2017. I painted my full body in Snazaroo. It was crazy. All right, pick our last one, Father.
All right, we're gonna go with Ghostbuster. Cut the cord.
Which that one is actually really cool because it's kind of like his initial beginning to transitioning from Nerdcore to original stuff.
Yeah.
But it incorporates a lot of the elements of his Nerdcore history, which is really, really brilliantly done. I love where he's going with that story. And who's excited to see like what he's doing next, what he's teasing?
Yes, you do.
Here, I'm gonna get a video for him so I can send it to him since he couldn't be here this year. But I just want you all to say G Houston when I say go. Okay? All right.
D Houston! D Houston! D Houston! D Houston! D Houston! D Houston!
Now tell him how much of a loser he is for not coming this year. We love you. We hope you're doing well. And we wish you the best of luck with your new project you're teasing. I am personally super excited to see what you're doing. Are you excited? Yeah! And one last thing.
Stop burning.
Root beer! All right, he's gonna love that. He's gonna love that. Yeah, someone give this man a fire extinguisher. He's burning too much stuff. Anyways, let's move on to our next slide, which is perspective. Now, this is something that is involved in any sort of storytelling, but my personal favorite kind of storytelling is stepping into the shoes of a character and writing from first person. But I would actually like to talk to my fellow panelists here. This is Goat Mom and Shadow Fang, my lovely parents, by the way. And I want to hear a little bit about what your guys' favorite, perspective is to experience in your music, whether it's while you're listening to music or writing it, because both of you are also music people.
Thank you. I know, bonkers took my mind. I think I like a perspective and a character that evolves during the song. You know, they start out maybe confused or maybe just dark, and then they have their awakening, or the opposite, or they go descend into madness, whatever it is. I appreciate that in a story produced in a song. I like that.
All right, for me, I like music that tells a story. I play the guitar. I like being taken on a journey during the song, so not only through the lyrics, but through the music itself. Something that evokes emotion and kind of brings you along with that song. That's the type of music I like.
Yeah. Do we have a few people who would like to share what their favorite perspective type things are in their music that they listen to? Yes, you.
I like corrupted hero type perspectives where like the hero is like being corrupted by the villain and is actively like starting to turn.
Yes, that is a really good answer. All right, pick our next one, Mother.
Right here.
Me?
Yep.
Songs I can relate to.
Nice.
That is true, yes.
So true.
Yes, indeed. All right, Father, pick another.
One thing that I think is fun that the fandom sometimes does is when they take, well, you can see it in Undertale with the Stronger Than You parodies.
I love that song! Did you see that the animator that made the really popular animation remastered it recently? And it looks so good. Sorry to interrupt, please continue.
Totally fine. But I love when they take one and then they're like, wait, I can do another flipped perspective on this. And then, wait, I saw that you guys did this, let me do another. Because I don't know if you've seen, but they also did Chris from Deltarune.
Yes, yeah.
And so I just think that's really cool when they're like, wait, I really like that idea, let me add another perspective. And
Yes, like bouncing ideas off of each other. Yes, that is incredible. Very good answer. All right, y'all know what's next. You know what's next. Does anyone have a guess about what this new release is going to be about? Specifically, this is a song surrounding the concept of Jackie as a character. So we are going for circusy, we are going for carnival, we are going for corrupted circus. And this is a really heavy, kind of circusy sounding dubstep song. And I haven't done this style since my sister location songs from when I was 13. Who's ready to hear it? And guess what? If you haven't seen it yet, a teaser for it just dropped today. I saw it. Yeah! All right, without further ado, here it is. Okay, that was rude.
Here it is.
That was rude as heck. Without further ado, here it is. idea. Would you guys like to see the full music video? Alright, let's see if I can rush into this. We gotta load my hotspot. Come on, cheer it on, let's go!
Moments after close, or more so an hour after close. It's emptying. Emptying. Crazy. Wow. So empty. Wow, a lot of people got out of here quick.
Yeah, goodness.
Dang. They said, all right, it's 5 p.m. Say less. I'm outie. We're all out of here.
Yay.
We out of here.
The fans are dedicated.
Yeah, the fans.
Shout out to Gabe.
Shout out to me.
Gabe is man.